Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're all having a magical day. Mono Red Burn in Mythic rank, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. This isn't your typical creature deck. We do have some creatures, however, we are relying on spell damage. We are tossing those flame bolts at our opponent's face and really dealing more damage than we really should be able to. Like, we're being righteous Valkyries today. That's how good this deck is. Playing in Mythic rank, not only against the best players, but again, the best decks in the world. Before we get there, though, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies and synergies. Then we'll showcase and demonstrate all of this within the Mythic gameplay footage, so you gain a deeper understanding of how to pilot the deck effectively and efficiently. More on this in the deck tech. We'll also wrap up after this with our closing thoughts, deck review, and card of the day. So make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help. Ramen noodles expensive with this inflation. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about Hello Good Game on YouTube as well. And definitely check out that Linktree link. We've got a lot of cool things in there for you as well. So let's take a look at Mono Red Burn in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty Mythic. Standard best of 1. Oh, my whole life is a run-on sentence. Spontaneous Combustion is a serious deck. You're gonna see some fantastic burn damage today. I really don't want to overhype it, but like, we're talking about 2 righteous Valkyries getting outburned. Woof. How are we going to get here, though, right? Before we talk about the cards, it is a 2.2 average mana value with 10 creatures to our 28 non-creatures and 22 land. Trimmed land as the curve is a little bit lower, and, our highest cost card is for 5, Invoke Calamity. And now, this is really what takes what was, maybe a tier 2, tier 3 deck, and without doubt brings it into tier 1, maybe even the mythical tier 0, if you will. And I guess talking about this first and foremost, as you're probably wondering what it does, for 5 mana at instant speed, you may cast up to 2 instant and or sorcery spells with mana value 6 or less total from your graveyard and hand without paying their cost. If these spells will be put into your graveyard, exile them instead, laddie. And then you'll also exile your Invoke Calamity, which is pretty cool, right? So the nicest thing about this is casting sorcery speed spells at instant speed, which typically holds a burn deck down a little bit because, it's always better to react than allow them to react, right? The last card played typically has the advantage, and this will allow us to do this on their end step, which is really, really nice. So this synergizes quite nicely with things like Thermal Alchemist and the Kezig Flame Breather. We are casting the Invoke for a spell, and then we're casting 2 other spells, which is great. So that's 3 triggers on something like our Thermal Alchemist. So Thermal Alchemist is out, it taps itself on their end step, you deal 1 damage, then you Invoke Calamity, untap the Alchemist, cast 2 spells while untapping the Alchemist through each resolve for quite a bit of damage. And now the Thermal Alchemist can be stacked, it's a non-legendary, and it combos nicely with the Kezig Flame Breather, basically doing the same thing. It does not have to tap, it just triggers automatically, which is really cool when you cast it, and it can actually attack as well, as it's not a defender, giving it the slight edge, but at the end of the day, they're both good. I like to play the Alchemist first, which may seem contradictory. However, the Alchemist will come in with Summoning Sickness. It can't tap itself for damage until that Summoning Sickness is gone. Whereas you can play the Flame Breather, it has Summoning Sickness, and then you can cast a spell on top of it, and it's still going to trigger, right? So that's kind of the logic here. We also have 2 copies of the Festival Crasher. Now, this isn't as important, and if your opponent has any defenders, it kind of gets shut down. However, like many of our matches will come down to, we'll have to do a gut call as to, do we go directly for our opponent's health points, right, and try to just drain them down to 20 and the game's over, or should we try to mitigate what field presence they have and remove some of these creatures to try to prolong our survival to get enough to kill them down, right? So this is going to be the judgment call in every single match, and if they are a control deck, If they have very few creatures that are easily removed, then the Festival Crasher is very, very nice, right? Because it can get in for a ton of damage, because whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it will receive +2/+0 until the end of turn. You know, multiple casts, as we've seen, the Calamity is a triple cast, so, you know, that's +6 right there if you're casting a Calamity on top, and then you can use those spells from Calamity to potentially remove your opponent's creatures. So, you know, this is going to be a judgment call that you'll always have to have in the forefront of your mind, and the most important part of piloting this deck. Those are all the creatures we have in the build. The Alchemist, the Flame Breather, and the Crasher. They all will receive some form of value through us casting instants and sorcery spells, right? The Flame Breather is nice because it's non-creature, in which we can get a trigger when we play Chandra Dressed to Kill as well. 3 Loyalty Planeswalker with 3 mana, a +1 to add 1 mountain or red source to your mana pool, and then deal 1 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Target player or planeswalker, and then +1, exile the top card of your library. If it's red, you may play that card or cast it this turn. And then, so land, you would not be able to utilize as red. It needs to be a mana symbol, right? And land doesn't have a mana symbol, so it's actually colorless. -7, exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast red spells from among them this turn. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell, this emblem deals X damage to any target, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell, which is really nice. So, you know, get Chandra out, plus either way. I like the plus that deals damage, but if you're out of cards, you know, take a draw and get to that -7, and that should seal the deal, right? Quite nice here. Moving on, it's burn damage, right? We have Spike Field Hazard, 1 damage to any target. If a permanent would die, exile it instead. 4 shocks, 2 damage any target. 4 play with fires, 2 damage any target. If it was a player, scry 1, which is really, really good. I love that scry. It'll find you another burn spell. Royal Eruption, 3 damage for 2 sorcery. You can kick it for an additional 5, 7 total to deal 5 damage instead of the 3, which, you know, I guess if you have that much mana, that's fine. And then Ignis Inspiration for 3 sorcery, deal 3 damage to any target, plus you learn. We have the nice sideboard here. Primarily Introduction to Prophecy, right? It is a spell which triggers our creatures. We get to scry 2 and draw, which should set us up with another spell to cast, which will trigger the creatures again, and hopefully it's a burn spell. Of course, we also have Start from Scratch, killing artifacts, dealing 1 damage, Spirit Summoning for the creature, Illuminate History. This is actually not that bad because of Calamity. Calamity, we're casting from the grave, and we can use Illuminate History to discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. If there are 7 more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. So this is actually decent. You know, we're filling the grave for Calamity. We're probably drawing Calamities, which is really nice, and then we're going to potentially make a creature as well. So good value here. And then Mascot Exhibition, just to go wide if you do end up with 7 mana somehow. Crucible and Den of the Bugbear here for lands. 2/2, 2 1/1s with haste, and then a 3/2 and a 1/1, which is quite nice. When they attack, it creates that 1/1. I'm sure you're familiar. And then we have Reckless Impulse to help us draw, much like Chandra's second plus ability. Sorcery Suite for 2, exile the top 2 cards of your library, and then until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. This is great. It's going to help you find land. It's going to just propel you through your deck, and best of all, it triggers the Alchemist. It triggers the Flame Breather, and of course, it triggers the Crasher. That is the deck. That's it, you guys. It would seem more complicated, but it's really not. It's very straightforward. To recap, if I've lost you, the Alchemist and the Flame Breather are your primary creatures. Crasher is great if they have few creatures or no creatures, right? You will always need to make a judgment call whether you focus your damage on your opponent 100% or you mitigate their creatures. And then, you know, just it's a slow grind, everybody. Nobody does nothing, right? It will depend upon the matchup. Obviously, if your spells can kill a creature that would otherwise kill you and it doesn't give lethal on your opponent, that's your answer. But we want to be preemptively thinking of this endgame scenario beforehand, right? Because if you can deal with a creature that's going to deal an excess amount of damage throughout the game right away, maybe that buys you turns, as now, you know, their hand might not be ideal anymore. Things like this. That's the judgment call, right? So, you know, get those creatures out, deal that spell damage, or control the field whichever way you want, and, you know, invoke Calamity when you get to 4, and you're going to enjoy it. We've got some really great footage for you guys today. I think we finished off at rank 1-1-1-1, right? 11-11, which is very interesting for me. I like that. It's quite a reward. What would also be a reward for me for making all of these decks for you guys in the top ranked Mythic against the best decks and the best players in the world. Like the video. It's as simple as that. Easy peasy, right? Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. That would be awesome. And of course, enjoy today's gameplay. On the draw, 2 lands with a Thermo and a Chandra. Can we get there, I suppose, is the question. I think we can. I think we can. Get blasted by an enchantment deck. Just keep the lanes clean. The thing is, they're so aggressive. Chandra's as good as dead. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well, never mind. I'm busy doing math, and they have already played the circle. They just need to take it. You jack. Let's Chandra it up.
Whoa, I've never
Take
crushed
our
a wedding like this
pluskies.
before.
We hit them.
You're lucky this is a warning
Now we
shot.
take a scry. Impulse might honestly be a keep here. Life gain, ouch. Ooh, 2 mana. Announcement, ouch. Let's add a mana. Deal it damage to them.
Aw, you're looking a little
Breather out. Shock the Naturalist. 1 damage to them. Hold up our shock. Wedding Announcement's good against us. Tommy. Deal 1 damage, kill the trample. Let's keep plussing Chandra.
Let's bring things
Maybe we
up
can
to a
get
simple
another chump blocker. 1 damage down to 12. No attacks. If they had green for protection, we'd be screwed. End turn. I'm going to hold it. I would rather kill another Naturalist if they have it. I guess we should have went for it. Let's see what happens before we block. We deal 1 damage through the Flame Breather, so it's not totally lost. Do they let us kill it? They sure don't. So now we know which one to block. And we're only taking 1.
That's it.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
done playing.
You're tough. Thanks. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Don't need 4. We need a land. But we can't cast red
Come on,
lands
Chandra. Think of something.
yet. Okay, keep her going. Keep her going. I mean, we have a backup Chandra. Oof. Oof. Not good, man.
Oh, why?
We have to deal 3 damage to this naturalist, or the game's over through lifelink.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy. So I'm a little hot-headed. So what?
Oof. 1 mana shy. Oh, we lose them both. Good game. That's it for us. I guess I should have taken my 2 extra damage there, but oh, man, those exiles and the life gain certainly do. Opponent goes first. This isn't great. There's a little bit of removal, though. Life gain. That's awesome. Thermal Alchemist is out. Next turn we have a Reckless Impulse. No, we kill the voice. Dang, man. This is brutal. That's the weirdest attack I've ever seen. Three damage on tap. Tap land and play past turn. It's a Righteous Valkyrie. I'll cry. Take our tap. Could be worse. Could be a Righteous Valkyrie. There we get hit. It's an immediate Reckless Impulse. We play the land from this side first. There isn't one. Alchemist out. Maybe the Flame Breather would have been better. This is confirmed damage, though. If they play a blocker, the Flame Breather is still confirmed damage, but not as good. That is brutal. Yeah, not good. This is not good, man. Veteran. Hate this life gain. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's brutal. Take this, mono white life gain player. What a bully. We'd be doing fantastic if they didn't have all this life gain. You know what I mean? Break off, Randy. Let's get a little bit more damage out in case they tap. Right now they want to defend a little bit because that Crasher could be a lot of damage if left unchecked. Oh, means 7 life here. And they access double strike. We're getting hit for 8. So we have 1 mana, and it should be cast. So we have 3 damage. We need to kill the Historian. Then also the Veteran. And then we need to go in full control. Tap. Resolve. Untap. Tap. I don't know if I need to be in full control. I'm not going to mess it up, though. Untap. Tap. Then we get some damage here. Remove the Veteran. Remove the Historian. Hit our opponent for 2. Untap the Alchemist. I think we got it. That's how you do that, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! That was a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. That was incredible. What a turn of events. That was like a complete 180. Wow. On the draw first. It's a good way to think of it. Oh, not mono green. Ideally, we save these for spells. Can we find the 4th and 5th land? Or will we need to tuck that in there? Thermal Alchemist is out before the Breather, as it needs the Summoning Sickness to leave in order to untap, and we can cast spells on top of the Flame Breather without, like, while it has Summoning Sickness, without the need to untap. Oh no, that's a big boy. We could kill it and exile it. Next turn. Not this turn. Hopefully they don't Rangers class. We're just chilling. I guess we'll shock here. And then next turn we could spike Inspiration. There's a fight effect on the Flame Breather. No, just on the Alchemist. Right, they don't have 3 snows. We're not dealing any damage. It would have been nice. Let's deal 1 here, and we untap. And we'll get a 2nd in through the Alchemist. And that gets wrecked. I like how there's no fight animation. It just, like, faded. And now we get Blast. Oh, they have another... Yeah, what mono green deck doesn't come with 2 Blizzard Brawls in its opening hand? Right? Sure they have something else. Do you think they have a Snakeskin or Tomeo? Spike Field and tapped, so we have access to Calamity. 15, that's pretty high. We only have 1 creature out. And I'm sure they'll blast it here with another Blizzard Brawl. No blocks. Down to 12. 4 cards in hand, 3 land up. I don't really have anything great. This is instant speed, so we can wait. Right? Let's just chill out. Let's just chill out, man! Yikes. That's so much damage. Down to 8. Or do we kill this thing? Okay, so we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do not know. It's not enough. We'd have to get so lucky. Do we go for it? We could have killed this troll and exiled it, but I'm being greedy and I'm just going to try to do it. Activate ability. I really don't know if I need to be in full control here, but I just do it. I'll just do it anyways, brah. Let's resolve the Alchemist. Retap it. There's 5 damage. Plus 2 on taps. We need to do a lot of damage next turn. Let's take the prophecy, I think. Our turn. Full control off. Let's take our draw. Ooh! We can take the scry. First here. We're so close. We need another 1-drop. Land goes. We've not played a land. We'd get 1 extra damage in. This would get us 1 damage as well. So it's the prophecy, and we need some damage here. Nope. Living on a prayer. Nope. Shoot. So they win. We could have got it. We had to go for it, right? We had to go for it. So close. Literally 1 damage off. Really? No way. Down to 1. You're getting hit for 5, down to 3. They only have 1 blocker. They only have 1 blocker. What have I missed? Am I missing something? We discard to make the 2/1/1s and hit. They gain 2 life. That's what they're going to do. They're going to gain 2 life with the Tomeo safekeeping. Right, and then we're just dead. We can still play a blocker this way. They don't have a safekeeping. Oh. I thought for sure they had a safekeeping to, you know, they gain 2 life, right? And then that pushes them to safety. They block the 3/2, lose the mammoth. They take 1 damage down to 2, and then they smash us for lethal. Oh my gosh, they did not have it. We had a secondary out there through the Crucible of Defiance. Man. Mono green, you're done. Mono white, you're done. Going first is always a help. Certainly with this style of build. Remember, the Alchemist is in first, removing the Summoning Sickness. Breather's in second. We have no 1-drop. Taking 1 damage. Secondary Twitch in play. Oof. Double Alchemist. Pass turn. Tap on their end step. I don't like that. 2 damage, down to 17. Spirited Companion, draw a card. It's a 1/1 here. We tap to deal damage. Tap to deal damage. Impulse. Draw a land for the turn. Land out. They're always going to block us. This will never hit. Flame Breather will. Now we pass turn. Tap Alchemist twice on their end step. We still have a decent hand, but I'm worried, right? Like, if they wipe the field, that's sad, sad times. Hit for 2, down to 15. They're keeping pace with their twitches as they have flying and dodge our block. Second main phase, deciding what their course of action is. Whew. Oh, there's going to be a Rite of Oblivion. He's getting nervous. They make a treasure. They also learn. Now, hopefully they spend this treasure on the sciences. It's a source of life gain, which isn't great. Their end step here after the second main. Oh, they pay 3 life for a land. They gain 2 of it back while keeping the treasure. I like it. That's a thing. They only really had to pay 1. A little good, a little bad, I guess. They're down to 14. Alchemist, Alchemist. Chandra deals breather damage.
Oh, I've
Chandra
never
deals
crushed a
damage
wedding like
herself.
this before.
Let me grab another mana here.
Toast?
And then we
I'd
can
love
Royal
to.
Eruption. This will deal 3 and a double on tap, which is 5. We'll do that damage later, though, as we might need the blocker. The Flame Breather can attack, believe it or not. And we get rid of the Spirited Companion. Did we lose the Crasher? That's fine. Pass to attackers. Chandra goes to 3. Not ideal.
Never gonna learn, are ya?
Is there a meat hook? Okay. They're going to be gaining 3 life here. They're up to 7. And they learn. Hopefully there's no 1-drop with the treasure. So we hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lord have mercy.
Aw, you're looking a little singed.
No, math is hard. Oh, I fucked that up. We should have used the land. Chandra plus and then landed.
I hope you like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy. Give a toast? I'd love to.
Math is hard. Shock deals 3 damage, doesn't it? Vampire's fine. I mean, we have no creatures, so they're not gaining any life. Not to 1 mana here. Like, I guess this is fine. Quick maths. Quick maths. Beautiful. I think this is it. I mean, what would that... Like, are they gaining life with 1 mana? Maybe? I don't know. I think we get this. Only have 1 mana. It's their end step. Oh, they're discarding. Well, this is beautiful. A little bit of overkill as well,
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
right? We still have an additional 3 damage there, which is pretty deadly. Yes. Oh! Quadruple 1s? That's my first time at quadruple 1s. Wow. That's actually the biggest reward I've ever had. There's a couple numbers that are really important. Rank number 1, obviously. Rank 69. Nice. Rank 420. Okay, stop it. And then rank 11, 11. Holy Toledos. Check that one off the bucket list. Holy Toledos. It was a little bit of a rough start, right? That first loss. And then, I was kind of getting nervous, but we ended up stringing a little bit of a win streak together, which was really cool, into basically the top 1,000, 11-11. It's better than top 1,000, which is pretty deadly because I think I started at like 98% or something. I don't think it was that good. So we went on a tear today, which was amazing. How do we change the deck? How do we improve it, make it even better? I'm actually not sure that we can. Maybe those Festival Crashers get dropped entirely and we pull in more burn damage, a third Chandra. But at the end of the day, we're drawing through our deck so heavily through Reckless Impulse that Chandra's not a necessity. It does just help. But again, that Chandra can play and invoke Calamity at a turn earlier, right? So Chandra on 3, you can invoke on turn 4 potentially, which I think that's probably it. That's the secret. 3 Chandras, and then we're trying to turn 4 invoke, right? Mono red ramp? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let's take a look at card of the day. All right, here we are. The Race to Focus, Tazri Beacon of Unity for 5 mana. This is a 4/6 legendary creature, Human Warrior, a mythic spell from Zendikar Rising. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, reducing it to potentially just 1 white source. You can pay as little as 4, as much as 8, to look at the top 6 cards of your library, revealing up to 2 Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard, and or Ally cards from among them, and putting them into your hand. The rest go on the bottom of your library in a random order, and it is a 4 toughness, 6 strength creature. Holy Toledos. If you could play a 4/6 that can draw creatures for 1 mana, that's going to get the job done. Check out the link tree for some cool slevage and other protection products thanks to Titan Shield, and many other cool things there as well. Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant, all my decks, my Spotify playlist. There's some cool stuff there, right? So check it out. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it to your friends, your families, your play groups, your local game stores. Like, hey, you heard about this Hello Good Game guy? I don't know. It's a great icebreaker, right? Most importantly, you guys, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.